youth of color in particular need more support. At this point, it needs to be in every aspect of a child's schooling where they have a safe space to be who they are and they're able to express themselves and say, like, I feel uncomfortable. A lot of kids are scared to open up, or I would say the parents are scared for the kids to open up. There's a lot of kids that have dealt with racial issues. I can say personally that I've experienced that before with one of my children. It needs to be an environment where they are comfortable. They have people that they trust around them. And there needs to be some type of system in place. So if something does go wrong, what are the actions that are going to be taken and who's going to be informed and what's the time frames? If something happened on a Monday, it shouldn't be, 4 weeks later that it's being addressed. It should be addressed in day of. And what are programs doing in order to ensure that things are done in a equitable fashion?
Recognizing that we have a lot of work to do to undo a lot of the systemic oppression. It's difficult to do that when there is an urgency and a pace that doesn't allow for inclusiveness. As we all think about what is the best way to move forward and what is the criteria by which we move forward, how out of school time can serve or complement that conversation, it's really putting everything down on the table, right? I think it's thinking, what are all the things that we've done and how can we be innovative and think about what are all the spaces and opportunities and ways we could grow. There could be this sense of let's just return to normalcy and let's just go back to what we knew. And then there is what can we really learn from and how can we really now use this opportunity to disrupt? Because I think what people forget is that by virtue of returning to in-person, that might feel good, and it certainly is important for many families, but it won't undo the inequities that already existed.
Certain parents will feel, and understandably so, like there is going to be no effort to make anything equitable, even if that's the verbiage that they're hearing or reading. And a lot of times they just check out. I think the people that are in charge of making these things equitable also know this, but it's much more work to try to re-engage parents that have checked out. And there is instances where there are parents that are engaging and it's so difficult. There's so much jumping through hoops. There's so much pushback. You're doing too much too fast. And other parents that already disengage are seeing that. They're like, I don't want to go through all this. I think it's up to the folks that are talking about equity and want to make sure that equity is actually being implied. They have to take the extra step to engage parents or reach out to parents. That could be very uncomfortable. But this is what it's led to from all these years of just talk.
Change isn't going to come just because there's a change in president. Change has to come from everyone, and it has to be meaningful. You just can't say you've learned something. You have to prove that you've learned it. Actions speak louder than words. A lot of people expect everything to be hunky-dory within a couple of months or a year. It takes a lot longer than that. And it takes a lot longer than that to educate everyone and for everyone to be open to being educated, to having uncomfortable conversations or talking to people that you wouldn't typically speak to. And it's going to take a long time for that type of change to happen.